Hi, I'm George the Weather Dad, and it's time to take a look at your upcoming weekend, and I have some good news for you. It looks like on Sunday we're going to see some beneficial rains around here. I know those of you in central and southern Indiana and down in Kentucky did pick up some rain over the last couple of days, but most of us are still bone dry. We need the rain, and it looks like it's going to be coming in for our Sunday. Friday, though, well, it's going to be a fairly warm day. Normal high temperatures in the Ohio Valley in the lower 80s, near 80 up right around the Great Lakes, and a little bit warmer in the lower to middle 80s down in the Tennessee Valley. And it's also going to be a kind of a hazy day because we're being affected by those fires up in Canada. So if you have some respiratory issues, you may want to consider taking it easy on our Friday. Also on Saturday. Saturday is actually going to be warmer than it will be on our Friday, but then on Sunday, we're starting to see some relief coming in. There's a cold front right there, and not only is it going to give us some cooler temperatures, but it's also going to bring in that much needed rainfall. Not on Friday. Friday we're going to be dry throughout most of the Midwest. The Northeast will be picking up some showers. They need the rain to help clear the air out. When that rain goes through the atmosphere, it does take out some of those smoke particles, and they certainly need it up in the Northeast. Notice some showers and thunderstorms starting to develop way up in the high plains. They make their move on Saturday. You can see it there. Those of you in Iowa and Missouri and up in the plains starting to see some showers and thunderstorms break out. Those of us in Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, and Tennessee, it's just going to be a dry, hazy, summerish type of day. Not on Sunday. Here comes that rain. We could be looking at anywhere between maybe a half to an inch of beneficial rains. We need it. A lot of us now are starting to approach 3 inches below normal for the year, so we need that soil moisture back. Looks like we're going to get it on Sunday. There could also be a few strong thunderstorms. Have to keep an eye on that also on our Sunday. The National Weather Service 6 to 10 day outlook for next week indicating those of us here in the Midwest and in the Northeast are going to be fairly cool. Warmer up in the northern plains down in Texas, but notice how cool it's going to be out towards the west. That's because there's an El Nino out there in the Pacific, and that not only affects the west coast, but it also does affect us here in the Midwest, and I'll be talking more about El Nino in a weather classroom coming up in a few weeks. Precipitation-wise, well, heavy off to the west, dry to the north and down to the south. You see a wedge carved out in the middle Mississippi, Ohio, and Tennessee valleys. And again, that is a response to an El Nino. Now, I'll be back on Sunday with your weekly planner, but also it looks like I'm going to do a tropical update as we work the next couple of days because something is brewing in the Gulf of Mexico down in the tropics for a week to 2 weeks from now. Now, I know those of us in the Midwest may not be interested in that, but what happens down there can affect us here in the Midwest. So when I post it, take a look at that. But until then, I'm George, the Weather Dad.